No, I'm starting another class now. Yeah. If you want, it's a stretcher one. It's 45 minutes though.
We've got a young member coming, have we?
Yeah.
I like it. Never too young.
I've just done Imi's fit class on catch up, and I've had my son doing that because he's like, I don't want to do Joe Wicks. I've had enough of Joe Wicks.
Let's have a lady for a change. Oh, that sounds good.
Come on then, come sit down. Hi. There'll be lots of people on.
Well done, you.
If you grab the ball, come on.
I'm actually going to mute you. Sorry about that, but I'm going to mute. When you get quite a few and it's quite difficult, it's quite echoey, so I'm just going to mute everything. I'll open your mics again. If you want a quick catch up or any feedback, that would be great. Okay, that's in. So we're just a minute to go. We are live on Facebook as well. So we're strengthening the back line today. And you know, it's a bit of coordination and there's a bit of balance as well. It's a good all over one, really. And let's just see if there's anybody else. It is past, but we always have a few stragglers. No, I think they're done. Right, well, we're going to start on time. If you see me diving at the screen, it's because I'm just going to let somebody else in. I hope you can all see me properly. Don't worry if you haven't got a ball. It's only one exercise really. You can use the ball with, but it's not, it's not that important today. So I hope everybody's well. Lovely to see you. All these Fridays come around really quick. And thanks for the feedback on the bar class. Seems like most of you, quite a few of you enjoyed it. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a couple of nice deep breaths. Start with get those feet hip distance apart, second and third toe facing forward. And we're just going to bend our knees, cross the arms, come right down. And then as you breathe in, reach towards the ceiling, really stretch up, fingertips towards the ceiling and your gaze. And then as you exhale, release. And let's go again, breath in. Really widen those arms, open up through the chest. Really lovely stretch. And down. Okay, going for two more. Spreading those arms really wide, face up towards the ceiling, pretending it's the sun. And the last one. And release. Well, that feels better already. Okay, right, got a very strange move for you now. No giggling at this one. It's called the duck, but it's absolutely brilliant. You know, if you've been over your desk all week and you're a bit stiff at the top of your shoulders, so pretend your chin is on a tabletop and you're just going to slide it forwards and backwards. And I know it doesn't look very becoming, but you should feel a release at the top of your shoulders and into your neck. Keep the rest of your body still and just sliding. It takes a bit of a practice actually to get this right. So it's your skull that's sitting on the top of your spinal column and you're just using that axis to come forward and back. So you're pushing that chin back and sliding it forward. And it's a strange one, but it's a brilliant release. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well done everybody. Okay, so what I want you to do now, sorry, somebody's late coming in. Okay, what I want you to do now is take your arms out to the side, shoulder height, and just rotate them. Okay, but it's not from the wrist, I'm not moving my wrist, the whole arm is rotating forwards and back. And at the same time, start to pedal out your feet. So you're warming up through those ankles, feet, knees, into those shoulders, nice and long through the neck. Really concentrate on that rolling forwards and rotating backwards. Not sure whether the camera's lopsided this morning or whether I'm lopsided. Probably me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, really raise up on those toes. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. And release. Okay, so when I get to the side, we're going to do a bit of John Travolta this morning. So we're doing opposite end to knee, 10 on each leg, and then we're going to do them behind as well. So when you're ready in your own time, slightly turn out this bottom foot, soften this knee, so don't lock this knee out, reach away with this arm and across the body. So we're using the obliques, we're warming up through the hips, through the shoulder. A bit of night fever now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change legs, so one leg out to the side. Try and get those hips level, so you're not leaning. Really reach away with this top arm and bringing it in. So using those obliques. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is our prep stage. We're getting the body ready for the main core exercises. So know what we want you to do. Arms out to the side, and you're going to tap one foot behind and alternate. So you should feel this into your quads, into your glutes. I can touch on one side, not quite on the other. Warming up through the hips. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Definitely warms those shoulders up, doesn't it? Just give them a nice circle. Just a nice release. Okay, now it's one of my favourites. Take those legs wide, turn those feet out at 10 to 2. And just to start off with, just do some nice squats. Now we've got that neutral spine, so you're not arching out to your back or really tucking it under. Just lower, push those knees over those feet. So if your knees come forward when you do this, it will hurt. Push them out. There's a nice warm up. Ooh. And 5, 4, stay down on the last one. 3, 2, and 1. Stay down. Okay, into my sumo. Bottom out towards the back. Chest forward. Hands down. Drop that head. And then curl up through the spine to come up to standing. Let's go again. So we're going to squat down as far as you can. Then bottom out towards the back. Tailbone lifting. Hands down. Head down. And curl up through the spine. So you're mobilizing through the hips, through the spine. Let's go again. Nice and deep into that sumo. Feel that in your inner thigh. Hands towards the mat. Curl up through the spine. And standing nice and tall. Okay, 2 more. Squat down. Into sumo. Hands forward. Curl up through the spine. And that's the last one. So if you go a little bit deeper into that sumo, sticking that bottom out. And nice curl up through the spine, shoulders back, and raise that head. Okay, walk those hands in. Now, if you've got a ball, grab your ball. If you haven't, don't worry, it isn't a necessity. I just use it as a nice distraction when you're doing any balance exercises. Okay, so we're going to go into an arabesque now. We did a little bit of this last week. Hips facing forwards. If you've got the ball, you can hold it above your head. If you've got any shoulder issues, you can drop it down. And all we're going to do, soften this supporting knee, is come forwards and up. With as much control as you can, just do 5 on each leg. If you can't go very far, really don't worry. If you're struggling with your arms above your head, you can bring them into your chest. And if you just go in here, that's absolutely fine. You're warming up through the glutes, you're engaging the core, so 5 on each leg. Switch that core on. So we do that by raising up through the pelvic floor, just as a reminder. So use that Pilates breath, so you breathe in, and you here, breathe in, and as you breathe out, draw up to the pelvic floor. Obviously, I'm out of sync with you guys, so just change legs when you've done 5 on one leg. Hips facing forwards. Nice and controlled. I'll just do one more because I am way behind you guys. And when you finish, come to rest. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on a side lean. So onto one leg, soften that top leg, arms out to the side. You can drop the ball if you want, it's up to you. And we're just going to lean and back. 5 on each side. So you're warming up the abs, the obliques, firing them up. Just reminding them what they need to do. Oh, that was a very good one. Let's go again. And you need to concentrate. Bend that supporting leg and release. It's amazing as soon as your mind starts to wander. Open out through the chest. Don't worry if you're not going very far. You struggle with your balance. It will improve. Not like that. And the last one. Yeah, how not to do it. Fantastic. Okay, right. Put those balls to the side if you've got them. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to roll down. So roll down, just to remind you, is mobilizing through the spine and through the hips. So take those feet hip distance apart. Let's check this alignment. And we'll just keep putting yourselves back in good alignment. So using the correct muscles all of the time. If you're unsure about the size of your hips, remember 2 fists between your big toe. Second and third toe facing forward. Soften the knees, that's important. Now, hands on the hips and just give those hips a bit of a hip tilt, so backwards and forwards. You'll be a bit stiff at the moment, but that will improve. Find that middle point between that forward and backwards, and that's your neutral spine. Now, grow the spine out of that. What I mean by that is really getting as tall as you can, a gap between the top of your hips and the bottom of your rib cage. Take those shoulders up, back and down, and nice and long through the neck. So relax the abdominal muscles, let it all hang out. Breathing in through the nose. Push the air to the bottom of the rib cage, feel that tummy expand. Now, as you exhale, feel the tummy retract. Now draw up through that pelvic floor as if you're holding a wing. Same time, take the chin to the chest and start the roll down. So we're coming into a forward fold. You're taking one vertebrae at a time off your spine, tipping it forward. Remember, the weight of the hips is behind the heels. Keep those hips and knees level. Relax through the arms and through the neck, all the way into that forward fold. So the aim is to get the chest onto the knees, hold it there, raise that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Now take a breath in, and as you breathe out, reconnect to that core, so you're stabilizing the hips, protecting the spine, so you're not pulling on your back, and come all the way back up. So it's restacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. So take those shoulders up, back and down, and raise that head. Let's go again. Breath in. Breathe out. Drawing up through that pelvic floor, stabilizing the hips, chin to chest. Really exaggerate this movement, connecting with your body and what's happening. Separate the vertebrae. It's really releasing as much compression as you can in your spine. You're now working into your hips and into those hamstrings, giving them a good stretch all the way down as far as you can. And raise that tailbone up. So it's not straight. If you straighten your legs, it's slightly different. If you raise your tailbone up, feel the difference. Now take a breath in. And as you breathe out, reconnect to that core and all the way up. So on this one, you normally feel a couple of inches taller. Shoulders up, back and down, and raise that head. Fantastic. Let's go again. We're going to stay down this time. Breath in. Breathe out. Chin to chest, and off we go. See if you can get any closer to the floor and recognize where you are. How can you improve on this? Just check where you are. Hold it there. Now we're going to walk out to plank. Really small movements with your hands, keeping your hips as still as you can, so not sashaying from side to side. And then out to plank. So get your shoulders above your wrists in plank. Drop those hips down nice and long through the neck. And hold it there. Okay, I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds. And I'm going to take it into puppy. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend your knees, take your weight back towards your heels. Push through your hands and just release here. Okay, so we are strengthening through the back. We've got some nice balance going on now. Slowly switch that core on, come back into plank, nice and long through the neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back again. I feel it in the quads as well when I'm doing this one. So push through those shoulders, really open out through those shoulders. Push through the hands and knee. And then slowly coming forward again, switch that core on so you're protecting that back. Stabilizing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last one, taking it back to puppy. Bending those knees. Heels towards the floor. And then slowly forwards. Nice long through the neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Slowly take those knees down to the mat. I'm just going to mobilise it. We just twizzle my mat around a little bit. It's hard for you to see. Okay, onto all fours. So more mobilisation through the spine, and then we're going to work into the hamstrings as well. So make sure your shoulder is over your wrist, so you're not back here, and your hip is over your knee. We're going to go into sad cat, happy cat. So the sad cat, as you breathe in, curl up towards the ceiling and drop the head. And the happy cat, chest towards the mat, raise that head forwards and upwards. Still pushing through these hands so you're not sinking. Let's go again. Breath in, curling up. And breathing out, raising, taking the chest towards the mat. Let's go one more of these. Now think about curling the spine from the bottom, not just from the shoulders. Check that weight's evenly distributed between the 4 points. And then open out and stop. Okay, right, we're going to go to a lunge and hamstring stretch. So you can either do this from your knees, or you can come into plank and do it. What I'm looking for you to do is take that foot to the outside. So you can go from kneeling, or you can go from plank. If you need to drop that back knee, you can. Okay, so we're in this position. Drop that knee if you want to. Now we're going to rotate towards that bent leg. So opposite hand to foot on the floor, open out through the chest, reach up towards the ceiling. Now make sure you can still see these fingers. Yeah, fantastic. Hold it there. Back hands back to the mat. Take your tailbone back towards your heels so you get that real hamstring stretch. Bring that foot up if you can. And release, so either back to plank or onto all fours to change sides. If you're in plank, to the outside of your hands, you need to drop that knee, you can. Take that weight forward, feel that lunge position first, feel it in your inner thigh, and then opposite hand to foot on the floor, rotate towards that bent leg, reach up towards the ceiling, hold it there. Both hands back to the mat. Take your weight back towards your heel, straighten that front leg if you can. Now if you can, flex that foot. Feel that extra stretch. And release. Okay. You can do this with or without a ball. If you've got a ball, put your top foot onto the ball. So we're still doing sad cat, happy cat, but just bringing the leg move into it as well. And then we have got a little add-on. So what we're going to do is as we curl up towards the ceiling, breathe in, bring the knee towards the chest. And then as you push the ball away, raise that head. Now you can do this without, so if you haven't got a ball, you're coming in and reaching away. The reason I put the ball there, if you have one, so you do 5, and on the 5th one, hold the leg out, and what I want you to do is raise this knee that's on the floor, and then do 5 more and raise it again. So let's start with this. It will become clear, I promise. Okay, so knee in, curl that spine, push away, raise that head and chest. So this is 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, extend it away if you've got the ball, hold it there. Weight into your hands, raise this bottom knee. 3, 2, 1, and lower. And 5 more. So in and extend away with that leg, raise that head forwards. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold it there. Raise this bottom knee off the mat if you can. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, change side. So when you're doing this exercise, what you're looking for is to keep your weight evenly distributed between your hands, so you're not rolling to one side. Now set yourselves up again. If you've got the ball, the top of your foot comes onto the ball. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Draw the knee towards your chest, taking the nose towards your knee, and then pushing away. 1, 2, nice and long through the neck. 3, 4, 5. Fifth one, hold it out. Raise this knee. 3, 2, 1. Release. And let's go again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, hold it out again, raise this knee, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, ball to one side. I just did it for a short while because we haven't done that exercise before, but we can add on to that and obviously hold it for longer. So we're coming into bird dog. If your wrists are aching a little bit, just come off and just give them a little wriggle. Just release from those. Now, bird dog is when we're hands and knees and we're extending opposite arm to leg away. So it's a brilliant way to strengthen along the back line. You're mobilizing through the shoulders and through the hips. You'll feel that core and the obliques kick in as well. So get your alignment correct. Knees hip distance apart, hands shoulder width apart. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, opposite arm to leg, slide them along the mat and then reach away. Keep those hips level, push with that supporting hand, hold it, and then draw it in. Change sides. Use that breath to dictate the speed. Slide them along, raise them up, reach away, push with the supporting hand, and lower. Okay, one more each side. I've got a little add-on for these. And lower. So all along the back line, the spine, into the glutes, into the hamstrings, are working in this position. And lower. Okay. Once more, take it out, hold it there. Now if you can, take that supporting foot off the floor and hold it. Foot down, hands and legs down, change sides. Extend away, get your balance before, then raise that foot off the mat and lower. Another set of those. Opposite hand to leg, keeping the shoulders level nice and long through the neck. Hold it, foot off the mat and lower. And keep those hips level. Let's go again. Nice neutral spine so you're not arching out through the back. Reach away. Raise that foot and lower. Well done. Okay, next add on. Bird dog. So we're coming out again. Hold it there. Foot stays on the floor this time. Take the arm and leg out to 45 degrees. Back to the center and lower. So you're really challenging the core. Working different parts of the spine, so change size. Bird dog to start, push through that supporting hand, nice and stable. If you're really wobbling, don't make it such a big range of movement. And release. Okay, same thing again, out to bird dog. Now, take that foot off the floor. Now if you can, take it out to 45 degrees. Back to the center, foot down. Back to all fours. Let's go again. So opposite arm to leg. Get your balance first. You can either stay here or raise that foot off the floor. Out to 45 degrees. Back to the center. Foot down. and release. Okay, just come back off. Give those shoulders a nice little bit of a circle. Oh, it's very warm today, or is it just me? Okay, right, we're going to come plank onto the elbows. We're just going to rock backwards and forwards. Once again, we're strengthening through the shoulders as well, through the arms, and we're obviously using the core and the back line in this plank position. So you're actually coming onto your forearms now, into that plank. Nice and long through the neck, drop those hips down. And we're just going to rock forwards and back for 10. So again, so it's taking your weight forwards, coming off your toes slightly and then back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower those knees. Come into child's pose. So actually take your feet wide and your knees as wide, hands forwards. If you've got any knee problems, keep your bottom in the air, so it's a bit like a sleeping baby. Really open out through those shoulders, drop that head down. Get a really lovely stretch to the top half of your back into your hips. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to thread the needle, so one arm underneath, thread it underneath your armpit. Now take your gauge right underneath your armpit and see how much you can rotate and the top half of your spine. And then 2 hands forwards and change sides. Well, it's always a good stretch, this one. Obviously, when we do this with the ball as well, you get an extra stretch. Do that in your own time. Back to child's pose. And release. Okay, slightly new move for you today. So if you come onto all fours, curl your toes under. We're coming up to down dog. So if you're a bit of a beginner, you can just hold the down dog position. If you're more advanced, we're actually going to do alternate leg raises. So it involves a lot of balance. So up to down dog, heels towards the floor behind, open out through those shoulders. And what we're going to do is raise alternate legs. Try and keep those hips forward, nice and slow and controlled. You feel like working through the back, into the glutes, into the leg. Try and keep that weight evenly distributed between both hands so you're not rocking from side to side. Got any knee issues? Any work with straight legs is a good strengthening move. When you're not slipping down the mat like I am. Really slowly and controlled. Feel it in that glutes. Nice and long through the leg. 4, 3, feel it strengthening through the shoulders as well. 2, and 1, into that down dog. Now slowly coming forward into plank. Hold it, and then drop those knees. Fantastic. Okay, just going to twizzle around to face you. It's not going to be a nice sight for you, but I'm going to show you a stretching exercise. So, depending on how able you are, sit onto your sitting bones. Now you can either hold your foot or hold your ankle, and you're just going to straighten through this leg. So if you're a little bit stiffer, you might be here. So just in your own time, alternate those legs. Feel it in the hamstrings, but try and get that posture. So what I'm not looking for is here. What we want is really opening out through that chest. If you can hold your heels, it's slightly easier. And for anybody that's used to doing this type of exercise, I'll probably fall over now, you can actually do it with 2 legs and get a good stretch, and also you're trying to balance as well. I'm going to go splat on my Facebook. So I'm just looking for a nice stretch for you, but still getting that good posture. Whoever's got their child doing this, they'll be ace at things like this, won't they? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. So we're really working into the hips as well as the inner thigh. Right. Sit back onto those sitting bones. if you've got a ball, you can use the ball behind you, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it's quite nice if you are less advanced to put it there just for some C curls. We're going to go into full roll downs, but we're going to warm up these abs a little bit more to start with. As you extend your legs, by doing that, we're using the psoas muscle more and the hip flexors less. So sitting nice and tall, float those arms forward, take a breath in. As you breathe out, curl back through that spine, keep the chin away from your chest, and just roll back and back to sitting. So we're just going to do a few of these to warm up and remind the body what we're looking for. So without the ball, similar thing, and back up to sitting. Put a bit of tension in your legs so they're not raising off the floor. Back up to the sitting bones each time, and then C curling back. Go for 2 more. Just keep an eye on there. I get carried away and we run out of time again. And release back up to sitting. Okay, what I want you to do now is full roll downs. So take that all the way down, slowly and controlled as you can, keeping this chin away from the chest, really curl through that spine, tension into those legs, all the way down, take those arms up above the head, reach away. Now, try to bring your arms up and over, head and shoulders off, and coming up to sitting. Now I struggle because I've got a spinal fusion, so mine's got a little bit of a jerk, so it's not ideal. If you're an absolute beginner, and so keep going with that if you are able to do it. If you're on the floor and you're an absolute beginner, what you can do is bring your knees towards your chest and just roll up. You can use it if you've got a band or a pair of tights around your feet, will help you up. But there will be some brilliant ones among you that can go all the way down and all the way back up. So keeping the hips level, chin away from the chest, slowly and controlled as you can, reaching up and over the head. Try not to jerk to sit up. The aim is it's nice, slowly and controlled. So the arms come forward, head and shoulders off the mat. You're curling as far as you can. As I say, I cannot do it. My spine is so flat at the bottom. Back up to sitting. If you want to, you can add an extra stretch here and go again. Right, C curling back. We're going for 2 more of these. So arms forward, up. Do as I say, not as I do. If you want to, an extra stretch here. Let's go for 1 more. So curling all the way down. Up and over. Back up to seated. Little stretch if you want. And this time roll all the way down and stay down. Arms above your head into a full body stretch. Then bring your arms around towards your hips, take your feet towards your bottom. So we're not going to do full clock, but we're just going to do the hip tilts to start. So we're going to do a few bridges. So make sure your hips are level on the mat, shoulders are level too. Nice gap between the top of your hips and the bottom of your rib cage, nice and long through your neck, hands towards the side. So just a reminder, your tummy button is 12 o'clock and your pubic bone is 6. So what you're going to do is tip towards 12 and then towards 6. So just start this movement. Relax through the neck and shoulders. And as you get comfortable, trying to increase that movement. So as you're tipping towards 12, push through the heels and start to lift that bottom off the mat. We're not going into a full bridge yet, just want to warm up here. So push through those heels. If you've got a ball, you can put a ball between your knees if you feel your knees are flopping out to the side. Okay, right, and release. Okay, what I want you to do, head and shoulders come off the mat, and knees up, so you're into a ball, hands to the side of your thighs. Okay, now as you slowly lower your feet towards the mat, your arms are coming up and over your head, and your hips are coming, tipping towards 12 and raising up towards the ceiling into a mini bridge. So shoulder bridge, keep that chest down. Slowly lower the spine back towards the mat. The arms are coming up and over, knees are coming up into a nice ball. And let's go again. So with full use of the spine in different directions. Slowly lower the feet, hands are coming up and over, hips tilting towards 12 o'clock, push through the heels, squeeze those glutes, raise those hips up level towards the ceiling, and slowly lower all the way down. Arms are coming up and over into that nice crunch. Keep that chin away from the chest. And again, lowering the feet towards the mat, arms are coming over the top, tipping the pelvis towards 12 o'clock, raising those hips up, keeping this chest down. If you're feeling any pressure on your neck, drop your chest down, and slowly, spine back towards the mat, arms are coming up and over, into that nice crunch. And let's go again, over the top. Up to that bridge, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those glutes, really strengthen into the back line. One more, I'm moving down the mat, into that crunch. I'll be out of the room soon. Okay, arms up and over for the last one. Feet to the mat, push those heels down, raise those hips up, squeeze those glutes on this last one as much as you can. And lower all the way down, and one last ball. And release. Fantastic. Right, lie onto your tummies. Yeah. Still got time. Get a couple more exercises in. Okay, extend those arms away. Check those hips are level on the mat. And same with the shoulders. Now just do a couple of hip tilts while you're here. It's as important in this position as anywhere to get that neutral spine so you're not putting pressure on your lower back. So what I find is, because I have problems with my lower back, I have to push my pubic bone into the mat, and it really does help. So what we're going to do, put the forehead on the mat. I won't, but I'll just talk you through it. And you're going to do opposite arm to leg raises. Really reaching away as long as you can. So it's not a crunch back, it's a reach forwards and upwards. So when you're ready, in your own time, so you can do a breath in, breathe out, raise opposite arm to leg. Make sure that gaze is towards the mat, so you're not causing pressure in the top half of your neck. And release. Keep going with this one. Each time checking your alignment, that you've got that neutral spine, not arching out to your back. The aim is to get your thighs off the mat as you raise. And lower. Check that neutral spine. Mine's a bugger, it keeps going back. Arching out a little bit. So you should feel this into your glutes, into your hamstrings. You're working through the shoulder as well. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, both arms and legs off the mat, so raise them up. Neutral spine, hold it there, and flutter tip kicks as though you're swimming. Get that head towards the mat. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Okay, hands to the side of your chest. Push back. What we're going to do, we're going to hip hinge. So we take our weight back towards the heels, a bit like a child's pose, not quite as deep. And then take the weight forward. And if you're able, dropping the hips towards the mat, raising that head upwards. Push through these supporting hands. Now, if you've got lower back problems, obviously don't go very low at all, but just taking that weight forwards and back. A nice release. When you're taking your weight back towards your heels, we curl through the spine here and take them back. That always feels good. Curling the spine up and then arching out, dropping those hips. Make sure you push through those hands nice and long through the neck. More of these. Lovely release after working on the floor. And one more. And release. Fantastic. Okay, come to sit on your sitting bones. If you've got ball, grab it. If not, don't worry. We're just going to go into mermaid. I know this group do like this exercise with the ball. Okay, so front legs parallel with the mat. Now, if you've got any knee problems, so this is difficult for you, bring that leg forward. If you've got any hip issues as well, you can straighten this leg out to the side. So find out what's comfortable for you. But what I'm aiming for is both sitting bones onto the mat, hand on top of the ball. Now, make sure you've still got some tension in this arm as you're pushing it out. Otherwise, it will cause a bit of a strain. So hand on top of the ball, push the ball away, reach away, up and over. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is extend this top leg. Oh, feel that lovely stretch to the hip. Push down on this ball to come back to seated. Sitting bones back down. So we're going to go for 3 of these, up and over. Really reach away, feel that lovely stretch down the side. And come back to sitting, always get those sitting bones back towards the mat. Last one. I think this is one of the best stretches. And then back to sitting, sitting bones down. Now take the ball if you've got it, and if not, don't worry, to the front of the knee. And what we're going to do, 2 hands, so rotate your shoulders towards the ball, push the ball forwards, and bring it back in, but put some tension there. If you haven't got a ball, just take your hands forward and just take your weight over this knee. You'll feel it into the glutes. So we're going to go for 3 of these, but put some tension. So press down on the ball. So you're still working through those shoulders. Weight forward, feel it into that glute. And once more, dropping that head down and release. Back to your sitting bones. Now change sides. So that front leg parallel with the mat. Find one side much easier than the other. Try to force this hip down on this side. As just a reminder, if you've got knee problems, bring that forward, or knee and hip problems, take the leg out to the side, even to start with. Hand on top of the ball, nice and tall. Push your hand down on this ball. You're going to reach up and over and extend that top leg away. And then slowly draw it in. Push down on this ball, create a little bit of tension, back to sitting. Let's go again. Up and over. Reach away. Back to sitting, sitting bones back down. Last one. Up and over. And back to sitting. Okay, ball to that knee. Rotate the shoulders towards the ball. Hands on top of the ball. If not, hands on the floor. Take that weight forward. That's the important bit. Into this front leg, feel it into that glutes, reach away with the arms, drop the head down, push on the ball to draw back in. 2 more, so you've got that nice rotation through the shoulders. We've really worked into that back line today, just giving it a nice release. And 1 more. And release. Okay, right, ball to the side, fantastic. Okay, what I want you to do, extend one leg forwards, foot's coming up and over the top, just twist this way, hand on top of the knee, or arm to the back. Now raise up through the spine, so you never rotate with a slumped spine, so nice and tall, then rotate towards the back of the room, opening out through the chest. And release, change sides, so leg forward, foot's coming up and over, either hand onto the knee or the back of the arm. Reach up nice and tall through the spine before you do any rotation. And release. Okay, just come onto your knees for me. I just work through the top half of the back. Actually, hands on top of your shoulders, and let's just draw some circles. Oh, as big as you can. Feel that shoulder girdle moving, so it's raising up, squeezing together at the back, dropping down, open, flaring out. This is a good one if you're sitting at your desk a lot. Now, change direction. Nice to try and relax through the neck and not arching out through the back. Fantastic, okay. Take those hands to the sides of the head, bring the elbows in and away. You can really feel that when you do this one. Keeping that back nice and neutral so you're not arching out. Let's go for 2 more. and release. Okay, come up to standing. I'm just going to do some nice breaths just to finish. And we might just do a little bit of balance just to see whether it's any better. Let's do a couple of breaths. So breath in, as we did with the beginning, and reaching up, and release. And let's go again. Oh, a really good stretch, and release. Okay, so the side lean we did at the beginning, just try it now and just see whether it feels improved for you. Last thing, toe out to the side, arms out to the side, bend this supporting leg. Well, mine definitely feels better. Okay, we're going for 2 each side. Amazing, isn't it? How all the muscles, when you started to work them, you've got that lovely connection. Last one. And release. And we're done. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to unmute yourselves, you can. Let me just stop the recording.